You are looking at an 8-sided watch. The case is stepped, one octagonal layer placed above another. Then you see, oh right, a Genta, I know him. But do we know him? Why the octagon, and why do we care? This is a brief history of Gerald Genta. Gerald Genta was born in 1931 to an Italian father and a Swiss mother in Geneva, Switzerland. As a child, he loved painting, and this love would stay with him all his life. At age 15, he began an apprenticeship as a jeweller. Genta would go on to become one of the world's most celebrated watch designers. Early in his career, he sold his designs for just 15 francs a piece. He designed for many brands, too many to list, but here is a sample. He was contracted by Universal Geneve in 1954 to create a watch for the Scandinavian airline systems. They had a new flight path, over the pole, direct from Europe to the States. The watch was named the Polar Router, later changed to Pole Router. It would give birth to a successful line of watches. In 1959, he was commissioned to redesign the Omega constellation. His most famous creation is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Let's go back to the early 70s. We are in Geneva. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and Mr. Georges Gallet from AP rings Genta. I want a steel sports watch that has never been done before. I want it to be something new and waterproof. And I want the design tomorrow morning. Genta worked overnight and came up with a design based on a diver's helmet. He had seen divers use the helmet at Lake Geneva when he was a boy. The design was given the green light and the watch was released in 1972. His wife, Evelyn Genta, said he designed every day and every design was painted with fine brushes. His favourite painters were Miro, Dali, Picasso, Cézanne. He liked the Impressionists and the sculptor Anish Kapoor. In 1976, Genta is at Baselworld, or rather, he is across the road from the trade fair in a restaurant. He could see people from Patek were also in the restaurant, and he was hit with an idea. He told a waiter, "Bring me a piece of paper and a pencil, I want to design something." He made a quick sketch on a napkin. And you see, Genta knew the Stern family were great sailors, so he used the porthole on the side of boats as his inspiration for the Patek Nautilus. In 1977, he designed the Bulgari. During the 80s, he created a line of Disney watches. Even though he was running a business, he would often work against his company's own interests. His wife said he was not above telling clients he disagreed with to go jump in the lake. He told the press, "I don't like watches. They are the antitheses of liberty." On a trip to Japan, he met the CEO of Seiko and a group of designers. They presented to him a range of different watches they had designed. Genta turned to the translator and said, "Please tell them these are copies of Swiss watches." The translator was reluctant to say anything, so Genta turned to the CEO and said, "Tell them to throw away the watchbook of Switzerland and look to nature." Over his career, you can see a recurring theme is the octagon shape, a shape he loved. The shape is found in the ring he gave his wife, and the tables in his house, and in countless watches. After his retirement, he continued to paint, and on painting he said, "It brings me great joy." Genta passed away in 2011. He was brilliant, ebullient, and difficult. We no longer have the largesse of his embodied persona, but he leaves us some of the great archetype watches of the 20th century. Watches that today remain some of the most desirable and sought after. This was a brief history of Gerald Genta.